Annyeonghaseyo! Singles Inferno is back! I've been waiting and I spent a couple of days rewatching the old seasons in anticipation. Can I be honest though? When I saw the first teaser for season 5, I was a bit skeptical. I wasn't quite sure what direction the season was going to go in, but now that the first episodes are out, I'm both relieved and excited. Can I get an amen? Woohoo! I'm sure we can all agree that the cast this season is absolutely hot, sexy, and cute. Episode 1 started with the introduction of the first 7 cast members. With the guys, we got Yoon Hyun Jae, Sung Il, Yeon Woo, Jae In, and Sung Min. Forgive my pronunciations, guys. I don't speak Korean. Okay, the girls were Go Yoon, Ming Ji, Hae Sun, and Ye Jin. Anyways, after introductions, they had lunch at the cafeteria. Watching them eat carrots for their first meal was hilarious, and it reminded me of season 3. Also, can we talk about how funny Jing is? He strolled onto the show and then spent his time strolling around the cafeteria while everyone was working, prepping for lunch. Like, such a weird guy. I mean, eventually he told us that he had a carrot allergy. Anywho, everyone barely got the chance to chat before the first couple matching was announced. I was curious to know what the results would be, and it ended up being decided by a popularity vote. Guess who our top picks were? Minji for the girls and Jaejin for the guys. And they both picked Sungmin and Yejin respectively as their dates to go to paradise with. But to be very honest, I was surprised that the girls picked Jaejin because to me, I felt like he was the weirdo of the group in a funny way. But I guess that just made them more curious. As soon as the couples left, we got our first surprise of the season because immediately they introduced 4 new players. We got 2 guys, Sung Bim and Song Hyun, and then we got 2 girls, Mina Soo and Ju Young. Okay. Anyway, I was excited to see like what the dynamics would be like when they all like ended up mingling together on Inferno. They had to have like a treasure hunt to find their dinner, and poor Hyung Jae ended up in the pool after his heroic rope climbing in his attempts to get the sack of tuna that they were meant to rescue for food. It was hilarious. Go Yoon, on the other hand, became a chicken catcher as they all gathered the food that they needed to cook. Mina Soo and Sung Il then got a chance to talk while they were like frying eggs for a bit the team, and Song Il was very smooth talking about how he liked like her yellow canary dress and everything, and I think they both developed an interest in each other, but we'll see how that plays out. By the end of the episode, the contestants had to send an anonymous note to each other, and it ended up being a long line of unrequited feelings, with everyone choosing people that didn't choose them, except for Minasu, who got 3 notes. She got one from Sung Bim, she got one from Sung Yil, and I think she got one from Sung Min, if I'm not mistaken, and stuff. And then she wrote one to Sung Yil, which I wasn't really surprised about, and stuff. And we kind of ended the episode there. Now, we went into episode 2 and we got to see how the dates from Paradise went with Mingji and Sung Min, and then with Jaejin and Yejin. And to be honest with you, both of the dates were rather disappointing for me. You could tell quickly that both couples were incompatible, but I think of everyone, Mingji made the most efforts to at least make her date a bit interesting and, show Sung Min that she was interested, but you could tell that he wasn't interested in return. The surprise for me, however, was the age of Jing and his job as a modern dancer. I would never have guessed. But when they showed the clip of him dancing, I have to say that I found him a lot more appealing. The way he moves his body, and it was just really, I don't know, it made me it made me curious. Anyway, I was happy to see the couples that went to Paradise rejoin everyone at Inferno. Honestly, I think that the moment they came back into the group, it automatically switched up the atmosphere and kind of changed the dynamics again. And it was great that after that, we went straight into the first game of the season, which was couples dodgeball. And phew, oh my goodness. It was the first time we got to see the guys shirtless. I had to drink a lot of cold water because the guys were too hot to handle. There were muscles and six packs everywhere. I'm fanning myself. Okay. So the couples were paired up randomly, based on balls that they picked from a box, and stuff, and then based on that, we now had the couples then split into two teams. And then Subim, honestly, he was like, for me, he was like the MVP. Even though he didn't win, it was just the way he played the game that was just really cool for me. I also think that because there was a lot of physical contact between the guys and the girls for this game, there were sparks flying all over the place. And by the end of the game, you could kind of tell that a lot of people had changed their minds about who they were interested in. And then to add insult to injury, all the people that were paired for the game now had to go on a one-on-one date together, afterwards. And I think that automatically switched up, who was interested in who and who was going to pick who to go to paradise. If you ask me, Singles Inferno Season 5 is off to an amazing start. I can't wait to see who ends up with who falls in love with who, and who brings the drama, the chaos, and the fun to the show.